Good afternoon, students. This is the makeup video for September 29th, Sesame Street Genetics Day 2. Mostly what we're going to be doing today is taking some notes in your notebooks, so you will need your notebooks for this day. If you look here in Google Classroom, you can see that we're going to draw the process of meiosis, which is the formation of gametes, for Abby together in our notebooks. Once we have finished with that, then if you don't have your questions finished for the work that we did yesterday, you can take a little bit of time today and finish that up. And on September 30th, we'll be going through those questions. So let's go ahead and take a look at our notebooks. I've turned my page sideways because I'm going to work on both pages. So I'm actually going to work. This is the spine. This would be the left-hand page, and then the right-hand page is over on the other side. So I've got the meiosis for Abby up at the top, and I'm writing down at the bottom of the left-hand page. So when Abby's cells start to make gametes, gametes are the sex cells. So for females, those are called ova. For humans, they're called eggs. For males, they're usually called sperm. It could be called pollen. So what we're going to look at here is how those sex cells are made and what the genetics are within those cells. So we're going to start looking at Abby. And just as a reminder, we'll take a look at what Abby looks like. Here she is. This is Abby. And so we're going to look at what the possible outcomes are for her for the gametes that she might pass on and that might combine with a gamete from a male in order to make an offspring. We're only going to go really through one option today, or one possible outcome, but we'll talk about how there could be various outcomes. So this is the cell that will start to split as we go through the process of meiosis. So within this cell, there are 3 sets of chromosomes. And if you remember from the Google Doc, we saw that the Sesame Street characters, the Sesamus Muppetus, they all had 3 chromosomes. Chromosome 1, chromosome 2, and the sex chromosomes. Now, we also know that they have a pair of chromosomes at each of these locations. So there's a pair of chromosome 1s, a pair of chromosome 2s, and a pair of sex chromosomes. That gives us 3 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 6 chromosomes. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46 chromosomes. The word here that we want to look at is that this means that humans or Muppets, either one, are diploid. That means that there are 2 sets of chromosomes. So there's a set here. Here's a chromosome 1 from Abby's mom, a chromosome 2 from Abby's mom, and a sex chromosome from Abby's mom. She also has a chromosome 1 from her dad. She has a chromosome 2 from her dad, and she has a sex chromosome from her dad. So that's how she got her 2 sets of chromosomes. And we're going to see how she might pass on some of those chromosomes to future offspring. So the first thing that happens is a process called replication. The first thing that happens is a process called replication. In replication, each chromosome replicates, or it makes a copy of itself. The chromosome pairs line up along the middle of the cell. And I didn't really draw that lining up part, but we'll talk about that in just a second. But we have chromosome 1 here. So the green one is the chromosome from Abby's mom, and it makes a copy of itself. This copy of chromosome 1 from Abby's dad makes a copy of itself. Chromosome 2 from her mom makes a copy of itself. Chromosome 2 from her dad makes a copy of itself. The X chromosome from her mom makes a copy of itself, and the X chromosome from her dad makes a copy of itself. So these would line up. So these 2 would line up in the middle. These 2 would line up here. These 2 would line up somehow in the middle. and they would get ready to split into two cells. That's the first cell division. So cell division occurs, and when cell division occurs, you can see that the chromosome pair split out. So this pair has gone over here to this new cell. This pair of chromosome 1 has gone to this new cell. This pair of chromosome 2s has gone to this, actually, the pink pair, the pair from her mom, has gone to this cell over here. The purple pair from her dad has gone to this cell over here. This set of X chromosomes from her mom has come over here. This set of X chromosomes from her dad has gone over here. That is completely random in how those chromosome pairs split out. You're going to have the pair together split because really these centromeres, you see the centromeres labeled in the Sesame Street genetics document, these are supposed to be connected. It's just my artwork is that bad that they're not. The only pair that really shows up as connected for me is this one. On the 30th in that video, I'll show you Miss Laswell's drawings, and they are much better than mine. But the basic idea is that this forms a set. This is the original and the copy, and they're going to travel together through this first cell division. So once these line up in the middle, you essentially could flip a coin to see which chromosome 1 goes over here and which chromosome 1 goes over here. Doesn't matter. We've got the green one over here and the blue one over there. It could have been the other way around. Okay? But what we see is that we have chromosome 1 from Abby's mom, chromosome 2 from Abby's dad, and the X chromosome from Abby's mom in this cell. And over here, we have chromosome 1 from Abby's dad, chromosome 2 from Abby's mom, and the X chromosome from Abby's dad over here. That's not, like I said, that's not how they have to separate. There are all kinds of possibilities. There are a bunch of possibilities for how these could separate, but this is a possibility. Okay? Once this has all happened, now these little pairs line up in the middle, these little pairs line up in the middle, and you get another cell division. So I'm going to flip this over, and this one is a little bit more involved. In this case, these two came from the cell on the left, these two came from the cell on the right. Let me see if I can show you all of that at one time here. Yeah, you can at least kind of see how that works. So this cell splits out into these two new cells. This cell splits out into these two new cells. Now you may notice that each of these cells only has one chromosome 1. So there's a chromosome 1, a chromosome 2, and a chromosome 3. Think about this. Look at your very first drawing. What's different? There's only one set of chromosomes. In the first drawing, there was a green chromosome and a blue chromosome. So there were two sets of the chromosomes. There was a purple chromosome and a pink one. There was a maroon one and a teal one. But here, there's only a green one, only a purple one, only a maroon one. This is called haploid. They have half the number of sets of chromosomes. In this case, for Muppets and for humans and for a whole lot of other animals, that means that there's only one set of chromosomes. Strawberries are weird. They have 8 sets of chromosomes usually. So when you look at the haploid cells in strawberries, there are 4 sets of chromosomes. So there's some weird things that happen, or things that might seem a little bit odd to us. But for most of, pretty much all of what we're working with, for us, haploid will be half of the 2 sets. So haploid for us tends to be looking at only one set here. Okay, so we've got one set of chromosomes here, one set of chromosomes here, one set of chromosomes here, one set there. You'll also notice that these two cells are identical and these two cells are identical. That's perfectly fine. But you'll notice that these two cells are not identical to these two cells. This is the process of meiosis. This is how gametes form. This is not the only combinations that Abby could produce. She could have produced very different combinations. She could have had the green, the purple, and the teal. Or she could have had the blue, the purple, and the maroon. Or any other way that you might separate these out. But this is meiosis, and this is what we did in class on September 29th. Hope that this is helpful for you. Save these notes. We're going to be using them in class on September 30th. You can also go ahead and start working on your Quizlet. So let's take a look at what your homework is for tonight. And that is to work on this Quizlet. The Quizlet, let me open it up for you here. The Quizlet has several different parts to it. You can learn, you can work on flashcards, you can write these out, you can work on spelling them, and you can test over them. For right now, work on these first 4 parts, the learn, the flashcards, and probably the write. You can work on the spell if you want, but work through these and see how you do in learning this vocabulary. That's it for today. Hope you have a good day. See you on Wednesday.